Hello YouTube, welcome to another warp server guide. This time I am on the Asia servers and we're doing both of the raids and explaining how it works. Okay, we don't have the harder difficulty challenger mode unlocked yet, but you will need to pay attention and do mechanics then, so might as well talk about it right now. So for raids, you want to grab a team of 8 players. You want to respect the roles and have at least 1 tank, 1 healer. I'm a fake healer, that's why our team has 2. And then sometimes a second tank is necessary to be an off tank just in case your main tank dies. Tanks take a shit ton of damage in here, and then you need good healers to heal your tank basically. So when in the situation when you have 2 tanks, 1 tank should be the main tank running all fortitude weapons, and the other tank should be running DPS tank with 2 tank weapons and Liu Hua, but you know, that's for later. Most people don't have second banner weapons yet. Healers, pick whatever you need. For this first raid, Apophis and also Rudolph, both of these bosses. So both of these raids, one key thing you need to bring as a support, okay? Or anybody if you don't trust your teammates. If you're in a random pug party, very important. You don't even need to bring anything else. This thing, both of this first 2 raids absolutely need Omnium Hand Cannon. Okay, if you don't have the cannon is basically this. Okay, you shoot this on the ground, you create a pillar. Okay, if you don't have this, if you don't know where to get it, click on the event tab, look at this page. The one where you complete 20 tasks right here. This is where you get the hand cannon, okay? So before you do raids, make sure you have this. Let's go into the first raid and let's show the mechanics. And then for the raids, before we even finish, you have 2 attempts, right? So this is how raids work. Everybody, every week has 2 attempts at the raids for guaranteed gold drop. It doesn't matter what you clear. Okay, you can do heroic and then you're guaranteed one of these. You can do the other one, the deer, and you're guaranteed one of these. But then every week you get 2 guaranteed gold drops. After you're done with your attempts, you get to infinitely farm, preferably the easiest difficulty, the first boss, right? The difficulty will drop and then it'll be an easy farm or a chance at gold, and then to enhance your gear. You can infinitely farm this. And remember, and then that's it. Let's just go in, check the mechanics, and we'll explain the difficulty thing later. Apophis, this is the only thing that's available right now. And then the deer later. Let's do this one. Enter. We have a full team of 8 people. I'm on support POV. I didn't even bring a second relic. Basically, you go in and you just hit the boss. Don't have to pay attention with anything. Dodges shit when you have to. It's support POV. And then if you're a support, go to the team menu just to look at everyone's HP. The moment this happens, you shoot the pillar on the ground and you hope that your tank knows what they're doing and hide behind a pillar. And just in case, right before the ball is thrown, you can, like, you know, do a 0 discharge to save people. That's basically it. When he does a spirit bomb thing, do a pillar, everyone hide behind it. Super easy raid. Keep your team alive. Oh, right. We can talk about the combat power stuff. They fixed it, right? The UI. So coming in with less combat power, you do get nerfed, right? If you don't meet the combat power requirements, you do get a 20% attack debuff, right? So if you look at my attack stats, I'm at 2k, right? You don't get nerfed too much though. That sets me to a baseline. If you look at my attack, I'm at 2k overall. So actually my attack got raised. So when you clear the raid, you're guaranteed 1 gold gear. Raid specific gold gear. And then as the party leader, you do get additional dust. See that black dust I just got? And then subsequent clears, you no longer get the gold guaranteed, but there is still a chance of getting more gold. So if you look at my stats outside, right, you can see my stats, right? My stats are only 1500 attack. So if you are under geared, right? If you are under geared and your combat strength is also not enough, yes, you do lose 20% attack, but they actually still end up raising your baseline attack, right? It raises your baseline attack to 2k overall. So even if you are a new player trying to get carried, or you're trying to carry new players, they're still relatively useful, even if they have no gear. Look at my gear, right? Half of them not even enhanced. Half of the blue or purple. I don't even have any of the gear stats. Look at everyone else, right? Look at the person in the team with the most damage. I think it was this dude. Was it this dude? 1700 attack. Was it this dude? 2700. See, there we go. Okay. Like everybody else is like 3k attack-ish, right? With full plus 10 gold gear and purple, plus 7 enhanced weapon. Meanwhile, I went in, I got my stats normalized to 2k, right? Even when I'm not like clearly not geared enough. So like, even if they're new players are not geared, as long as they like contribute, they can still help out, right? It's only a 700 attack difference at the end of the day. And then you can help out with the relics and everything else too. Is it daily or weekly clear? Raids are 2 times every week and you're guaranteed a gold. If you don't use your guaranteed gold, then you just don't get the attempt, and then you can come to this button on the bottom left to maybe claim some free shit, right, for the stuff that you missed. All right, let's go just explain the Rudolph Raid. So mechanics for Rudolph Raid. For Rudolph, the main thing is the tank. All right, very important. The tank needs to aggro the boss. Very important. To this thing over here, this area. Absolutely need to immediately aggro the boss to this thing over here. The boss will go into overheat mode, and the moment he overheats, someone needs to step on the thing. Step on this. Walk on it to cool down the boss. Very important. Everyone should just drag the boss over to the button and wait for it to instantly cool down the boss. Other than that, the moment you see a wall of text here and the boss jumps away, he's immune to damage. Okay, this is where you shoot a pillar on the ground if no one in the team does it, and then you climb on the pillar, and then the healer's job is to like heal a little bit while in the air. Okay, once that mechanic is over, keep DPSing the boss. He's immune to damage. Don't even try to DPS. Don't get hit by the floor is lava. Right here, that mechanic. You see Rudolph running around, charging super fast. The final hit on Rudolph does a shit ton of damage. Whenever you see that as a healer, you want to zero discharge and save your tank, because usually your tank gets one-shotted by that headbutt. Okay, you see Rudolph slowly going red, orange-ish. That means he's about to phase. See the tank almost getting destroyed. The moment he phases, it goes red. Step on the button, buddy. I think he's a bit too far. Maybe someone stepped on it. We failed to cool him down. Now we're cooked. Don't step on the button if the boss isn't here. There's a cooldown on the button, and now we're absolutely cooked. Okay, don't panic. Step on the button. Okay, okay. Now he's cooled down. Well, that's about it. Okay. Have enough people doing damage. All right, my stats are still normalized to 2k. All right, a little bit more explanation on raid. Okay, so for the raid rewards and all that, if you pay attention here, right, your reward attempts are reset every Monday at 5 a.m. server time, right? 2 reward attempts shared between upper, lower, whatever you clear, you only 2 reward attempts, as in 2 guaranteed gold reward attempts. You can still get rewards and you can still infinitely farm whatever stage you feel like for a chance at gold or sometimes purple and blue gear. All right, those you dismantle for dust to upgrade your gear. Okay, this thing here is pretty important. When you unlock a new instance for the first time, your reward attempts shared between upper and lower levels will be reset to 2. Your reward attempts will be reset. So if you pay attention over here, level required 52. The week where you should finish and use up all your reward attempts before level 52 cap happens. That way you can farm them again and get some more drops. Same thing over here at level 62 cap. Pay attention. Make sure you use your reward attempts. All right, same for level 71. We don't have that here yet. You see this instance difficulty right now, it's 100%. So how this works for raids is whenever the content first releases, the upper floor will be at 100%, all right? And then the next floor, the second floor, the other boss, the challenge mode will release at 150% difficulty. That's not the case for the first raid, but that is the case for the second raid, as you can see over here. This guy is at 100. Next floor, heroic is 100, but challenge is 150. The 150% instance difficulty basically forces you and requires you to be at combat power 1200. Combat power 1200. What does that mean? That means you need to be at plus 15. This is the try hard floor. Yes, you can still clear with plus 12. You don't need whales. I've seen plenty of CN players clear, but you gotta clear with a negative attack bonus. It is clearable if you're coordinated and you know what you're doing. So for example, this is where the space-time rifts at 4 stars are required, because you basically, instead of doing the mechanics, you kill both bosses at the same time while they're healing each other by using space-time rift to cancel out the heal. Okay. But yeah, this difficulty will slowly drop to 130%, 115%, 100%. And once it drops to 100%, the combat strength required will be back down to 800. The combat strength basically is tied to the instance difficulty. As the percentage drops, the combat strength required will also drop, and then you won't get nerfed as much, and then you'll be able to clear the boss. Okay. Plus 13, my bad. Plus 13 is the last, basically is the last enhancement where you get 100 combat strength. And then you have 3 plus 13 weapons that gets you 1200, right? Because that's like 400 combat strength per weapon. Yeah, 1200. And that's it for raids. I will make more guides when about these 2 bosses. Could you use 1 attempt on Apophis or 1 on Rudolph? So basically this is how it works, right? You use your attempt on the gear that you need right? This first week, you need all of these gears, right? 1 of each. So it's better to like just ignore Rudolph and do 2 Apophis for both gold gear, right? Because you can't even use the level 48 equipment yet. So basically you can use your attempt on whatever you need. So if your goggles doesn't have the injured stat, you're playing a DPS, then you can keep farming, use both attempts on Apophis and get like the good substat. If you have good substats over here, you can go farm Rudolph instead. Basically just select the one that you need for whatever gear you need the most. And then later on, once we get to challenge mode, level 71 challenge mode Nemesis, she will end up dropping anal sticks, which you can buy gear with, like endgame gear with. That's when you need to use both of your attempts on challenge mode Nemesis for the anal sticks, because no other boss drops them. But that's for later. That's for another video. Team leader gets bonus reward, right? Difficulty starts at 100%, lowers. Oh, I didn't talk about the thing. Difficulty lower level starts at 1, lowers to 130% in 5 days, 115 in 8 days, ultimately 100% in 14 days, 2 weeks. Rankings are decided and unlocked when difficulty reaches 100%. This is just whatever. Read this if you care. Okay. The other thing, I forgot to talk about this. More on the difficulty thing. Once this raid has been going on for a while, okay, I think it's when challenge mode comes out. I could be wrong. Basically, you need to pay attention. There will always be a raid at 30% instance difficulty. Whenever the instance difficulty drops to 30%, so right now on CN, right, Juyen heroic, I think, already dropped to 30%. Maybe the challenge dropped to 30 already. Basically, whenever it drops to 30%, that means, okay, that is your go-to farm stage. You should farm the 30%, the highest difficulty, or the highest level 30% difficulty. It drops to 30%, that means it's super easy to farm, and then that's where you farm your black dust. So make sure you pay attention and don't farm the wrong stage, because the higher the stage, the higher level the gold gear is, the more you dismantle for dust. And yeah, raids are your only source of raid gear and the only source of a black dust. And that's where you're supposed to infinitely farm. Goodbye, YouTube.